at what I just saw. Just shocked and ticked off about it. On top of it, Larry Elder. I just saw a clip of Larry Elder. This was on YouTube from his radio show. And MAGA has always been very nice to Larry Elder. And I don't know too much about him. I mean, beyond what you guys know. I mean, I don't listen to his show. When I say I don't know about him, I mean I know who he is. But I don't listen to his show. So I don't know if what I just saw in this clip is typical of Larry Elder or not, but you can let me know if it is, because he's on the Never Trumper list as far as I'm concerned, okay? There was a clip of him. This was him talking about himself in an interaction he had with President Trump. And this is what Larry Elder said. He said he was talking to Larry Trump, and he says there's something you have to apologize for. Now, first off, just on the basis of that, Larry Elder's telling Trump that he's got to say he's sorry for something. Can you imagine? And this is Larry Elder telling the story. So, you know, I don't know if Donald Trump told the story, if it would be exactly like this, but I just saw this on YouTube. And after this stream, I'll retweet it. I'll post it on my ex, Brian Craig USA on Twitter, Kathy. Yeah, Brian Craig USA. That's my new ex. Okay.
Larry's mad he didn't get it.
So Larry Elder, this is what he says. He said that and this was on his radio show. Okay, I'll post this on X right after this stream. He says he was talking to President Trump, and he told President Trump, there's something you got to apologize for. And this is Larry Elder talking, and President Trump says, I know what I said about John McCain, about I like people that don't get captured. Now, first of all, in the 10 years since Trump came down the escalator, he always supported Trump. Well, listen to this, Lisa. I thought he always supported Trump, too. And when I post this clip, you can watch and decide. He says, no, that's not it. Not the John McCain, I like people in Acacia. He says, what you said about President George W. Bush, when you said that he lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And then he said, you know, Trump says he's against the war. He wasn't really against the war. He says he is now, you know. And then Larry Elder says the intelligence. He told this to Trump. He didn't lie. The intelligence was wrong. He got bad intelligence. The intelligence was wrong. He wasn't wrong, and you said he lied. And then Larry Elder says that, you know, he talked to Colin Powell, and he was embarrassed about this, that it was so wrong. And the tone, and when I post this on my ex, Brian Craig USA on X, is it Brian Craig USA or Brian Craig? Brian Craig. Okay, Brian Craig USA on X. Not only did Larry Elder say this, he was very judgmental. He was being very judgy of President Trump. And the way that he told the story, it was like he was reprimanding President Trump for saying these terrible things about President George W. Bush. First off, George Bush did lie about weapons of mass destruction, and Colin Powell did too, all right? George Bush had a thing for Iraq because Saddam tried to kill his dad in Kuwait. Dick Cheney had a thing with Iraq because he was the defense secretary for Bush 1, H.W. Bush, and they had this U.S. mandate that didn't let them remove Saddam Hussein from power, so he was pissed about that. And plus, they're greedy and they want to get rich, okay? The intelligence about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq came from British intelligence, the same assholes that gave the Russian dossier with the PPBS tape about President Trump, okay? And during the entire time that Colin Powell and Bush and Cheney were going around lying about WMDs in Iraq, Scott Ritter, who was a UN weapons inspector in Iraq, was saying, I've been there. He has no WMDs. This intelligence is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You know? And
look what they did to him.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Larry Elder, why did Larry Elder tell that story? Why did he tell that story? Why and he put it online. He talked about it on his radio show. Why is he putting George W. Bush, oh, the honorable George W. He would never lie about weapons. Of course, he knowingly lied about weapons of mass. Now, I did not know he was lying at the time. I did not know that he was a sicko, lying war criminal. And George W. Bush does one of the most twisted things a man could do. George W. Bush is as sick as a serial killer, okay? He likes to go jogging with guys that are missing their legs or feet, because of his lies about weapons of mass destruction. So, Larry Elder could kiss off. I mean, what a jerk. Why is he kissing Bush's ass so much? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Now, you can let me know. If you're watching live, let me know in the chat. If you're not watching live, let me know in the comments this question. Do you think George W. Bush lied about WMDs in Iraq? I believe he did. Not only that, George Bush did something that was how many people lost their lives or had their lives destroyed because of his lie, right? Bush did a thing. I couldn't believe this. George W. Bush, that White House Correspondents' Dinner thing that Trump stopped doing? He made a comedy tape about it, where George W. Bush, he made this tape where he was going all over the White House looking for WMDs, the Iraq WMDs. He was looking under the couch and under the thing. What an asshole. And why would Larry Elder do that? President Trump has been very good to Larry Elder. MAGA, we've been good to Larry Elder. And then he tells this story of how he reprimanded, he like he's his child, like he's a teenage boy. I don't know. I don't know the exact answer to that. Maybe he's pissed off that he's not secretary of something. He could be the secretary of lying assholes. How about that? Right? Why?
Because
my wife's got an idea, Kathy. So
because Trump did not give him a position.
Yep.
So he's pissed.
Yep.
And he thinks DeSantis is going to win next.
Oh, okay. This is what my wife thinks, Kathy, and I think this is true. That he's not two things. What I said, he's not secretary of something.
Yeah, he's pissed.
And he thinks DeSantis is going to be the nominee in 4 years. So he's sucking up to the Bushes so he can be in DeSantis' orbit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of that going on with some other people. Yeah. Trump in their mind. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
He's looking to the future.
Well, I'm not going to forget about that. I don't listen to Larry Elder's show. I don't know why that got recommended to me on my YouTube feed. I never watch him. Maybe I was watching Bill Murray on Rogan, and maybe that's why it got recommended to me. In fact, that clip of Larry Elder on his radio show, that is the only time I've heard any of his radio show and all the time he's been doing it. Well, DeSantis is running for president. You can tell. Like this fake thing that DeSantis did with Andrew Tate, right? Andrew Tate comes to Florida with his brother, and DeSantis at a press conference is talking. Oh, you're not welcome here. So everyone's talking about DeSantis. He's just clout chasing. No, I'm not going to forget about Larry Elder saying that about Trump. How and to tell the story like Mixed Nuts says Elder is boring as dirt. Really? Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you another thing too.
Remember he ran for governor.
Yeah, ran for governor, and this was a video clip. I told my wife, I said he looks like RuPaul. He's had so much work done. He's got makeup on, and there's some very bizarre. I'm gonna post it on my X when I'm done, Brian Craig USA, and when I'm done with the feed, I'll put it up there. But there's some very strange edits in the beginning, which you'll see. Like his face gets blurry, but they do these bizarre edits when he's talking. Larry, you don't need to know who Larry Elder is because he's on the list, okay? To me, he's on the Never Trumper list, so it doesn't matter who Larry Elder is anymore. I'll never forget this. And the way that he told the story was like he's judging President Trump. He called, you got to apologize. You got to apologize. You said something that wasn't true about the honor. George W. Bush would never lie. You said he lied about weapons of mass destruction. Give me a break. I mean, who's defending George W. Bush about the WMDs in 2025? Yeah, he can be Newsom's running mate. California rhino. Yeah. Yeah. California asshole. I mean, what? I'm so glad I saw that. You know, it will. Maybe he didn't get invited to something. He's not. He doesn't have a job. He's sucking up to the Bushes.
I feel like George Bush put him up to that.
It's all. Yeah, it's almost like
So
he.
he's worried about his legacy.
Yeah, maybe Bush is afraid that you know he'll. He's facing war crime charges. Maybe Bush is afraid. I don't know. Larry Elder. Yeah, when you see the video.
Did you see Bush at the inauguration? He looked really nervous.
Yeah, he didn't look happy
Yeah,
either.
he looked weird.
When you watch the video, you'll see what I mean about Larry Elder. He had more special lighting on him than those hags on The View. You used to listen to him? I've never listened to his radio show before. I've seen him on TV,
He's got nothing going.
but he's a rhino. It is disappointing. I'm in shock. I was in shock. And I did. It's not just the story that he told. I mean, who is defending George W. Bush about? I don't even hear Liz Cheney defending George Bush on WMDs in Iraq. All the crap she says, I never. Yeah, it's always Christmas at my house, guys. Always Christmas year round. Yes. I haven't heard someone defend Bush about the WMDs in Iraq like in 20 years. Nah, no. Well, he's on the never Trumper list. And never trust a never Trumper. And Larry Elder, what a jerk. Yeah. Well, listen, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. As soon as I sign off here, I'm going to post on my X the Larry Elder clip I'm talking about. You guys can watch. It goes on for quite a while. You can watch it yourself. Brian Craig, USA on X. All right? I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.